Okay, so these are the last three questions, I believe. So you didn't have that much. So 9, 10, 11. Okay, so again, nothing crazy here, right? But we still have some stuff to do. So on the first question, it says here are the actually first what is it? The number of miles run per week for two different classes. So we can see that one class has uh, runs a little bit more consistently in terms of miles that they run. So on the other class is a little bit towards the extreme, right? Either you run this many on the, I guess, the medium side, the lower side of miles, or either you run a lot, So that's so when we're comparing the shapes, I guess we can definitely call this symmetrical, right? Oops, um, symmetrical. That's definitely symmetrical for number one. And then this one has a different name, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Again, this is called bimodal. Okay, and it's okay if you, all right, so um, not skew left, not skew right. I definitely call it bimodal, and I know we didn't use it in class today, but it's okay. All right, so that would be uh, the shapes. Now, in terms of centers, okay, so we have spreads, medians, and range. So centers, let's calculate the mean. Let's calculate the mean. Let's calculate the mean of this guy, and then, you know what, let's just kill two birds with one stone and get rid of the median as well. So I'll put a line here. Let's do the top one. So the top one seems, I'll put the numbers in order. So 4 shows up 5 times, 5 3 times, the 6 a couple of times, the 12 once, the 13 4 times, and the 14 twice. So if we're calculating the median, let's do the easy one first, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me just go 8 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we have a number in the middle. So the median is 6. That was nice and easy. For the bottom one, we have somebody running 3 miles, 4 miles, 3 people, 5 miles, 4, 6 miles, 2, 7 miles, 5, 8 miles, 2, and 1 mile. One person runs 9 miles. And let's find the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 1, 2. And again, the number in the middle here would be 6. So the median is the same for both of them. Interesting. Now let's add this, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this class has 17 kids, and I remember that this class has 18. So we have to find the sum and divide it, right? So on the top, let's add that up. And that's a 14, by the way. So I get 139. And if we divide that by 17, it looks like the mean for the top class is 8.17. Now, if you think about it and look at this, which of these two numbers best represents class A, the mean or the median? Yikes. This one's a tough one, right? That's a tough one. I don't know if well, I would use the mean. Oh, no. I don't know which one to use. And it's not like there's outliers, it's just extremes here. It's either one side by my right, one group over here, one group over there. 8.17, maybe the mean. At the bottom, let's add them up. 3 plus, and we get 107 as a total. And we're going to divide that by 18. We're going to get 5.94, if I'm not mistaken. There is no outliers here, so I guess the mean might be the better. There's not much difference between the mean and the median for class B. So either or, I would definitely use the mean, I guess, because it doesn't have any outliers. Okay, give me 1 second. One second. All right. So now in terms of spread, and I know range. So actually, so we did 1, we did 2, and then we did 4. So we're going to talk about spread and ranges. Now let me put the mean here. Where's the mean? 8.17. I'm going to put a little thing over here. I'm going to erase everything else. And then the mean for this was 5.94. Okay. So I'm going to put the mean. I'm talking about the spread here. That's the mean. And 5.94 would be here. That's the mean. So think about mean absolute deviation, the spread. How far are these numbers close to the mean? So as far as we're talking about also spread, the MAD here would be definitely greater than the MAD at the bottom, right? Because these numbers are definitely further apart from the mean than these numbers over here. So when you talk about spread, you can just look at the graph, right? And put your mean over there, and just, you don't have to calculate the MAD. It's not asking us to calculate the MAD, but we can see that definitely the MAD in class A would be greater than the MAD in class B. And then finally, the range. Now we talk about the range, and the range here is 14 minus 4, the highest minus lowest. And the range at the bottom is 9 minus 3, which is 6. And then you can clearly see that because, right, the range is smaller, the tighter group here, right, the MAD's definitely going to be smaller as well. Okay, so that's what we're doing. 10, so this is the mean number of days, the average number of days per month for two cities. So are there 12 months, first of all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 5, 8, 10. So those 12, okay. So in each month, so I don't know what month, there was 1 month with 1 day of rain. There was 1 month with 12 days of rain. 4 months had 8 days of rain, and so forth and so forth. Okay, so compare the shapes. Again, this is, as you can tell, clearly skewed left, right? Right, and this is more of a symmetrical, right? And then I'm gonna write symmetrical, so that's right. So if it's skewed left, how many times it's skewed, it probably means that there's an outlier somewhere. In this case, on the low side, there's an outlier. Okay, so now let's calculate the centers, compare the centers. So let's talk about the mean and the median. So over here, just visually, and I'll do mean and median. So the mean and median. And then I'm going to do mean and median again for the other city. So let's do the median, because that's just visually. I mean, I don't want to line up all those numbers. Can I? Let's see, looks like the median is 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the median would be 9 here. And the median will cross these two, cross these two, cross these two. And the median would be 10 over here. Okay, so that's an easy one. Now the mean we have to add. So let's add. So I'm going to add, what is that? 1 plus 32 plus 27 plus 20 plus 11 plus 12. Enter. 103 divided by 12. And I get that the mean here is 8.58. Now, let's just go back to this. Between mean and median, I know you're going to see that, well, there's not much of a difference, but we want to use the median for this city over here, right? Because of that outlier. So anytime we have an outlier, we want to use the median, right? Because it ignores the outlier. So here there's no outlier. Let's see if the mean is a better representation. So we're going to add all those numbers. We have 2 8s, 2 9s, 3 10s, and we're going to get 119 divided by 12, and the mean here is 9.91. Again, not too much of a difference, so either one could be used. Okay, so let's just keep it consistent. There's no outliers. Let's just use the mean. Okay, so here's the center. Now, again, if we use, and then if we talk about the spread here, we can talk about spread in 2 ways. Let's talk about the spread in terms of the MAD, right? So if this was the MAD, and the mean is 9.1 over here, 9.91, you can clearly tell that the spread here is much much smaller, right? It's very tight. It only goes from what, 8 to 12, and here goes from 1 to 12. The spread is much bigger. The MAD would be bigger on this side, right? If you calculate the mean absolute deviation, and likewise the range is like we just did. The range here is 4, and the range here is 11. Okay. What do the dot plots tell you about the two cities with respect to their average monthly? One city, I guess, it's more consistent in the amount of rain than the other city. There was one month here that, what do you call? It had 1 day of rain only. So this looks like Seattle, right? I mean, you heard Seattle rains a lot. Well, actually, 8 days of rain. Yeah, doesn't look like Seattle. And here has a city that 1 month out of the year has very little rain. So I don't know what city that would be. Okay, but you can talk about that. So again, nothing crazy. And last one. Okay, short homework today. Shoe sizes of two different groups. So again, you have one group where a lot of them have sizes, I don't know, from 7 to 9, right? They're all clustered over here. And one guy was, Bigfoot here was 13. Definitely an outlier. Skewed right? So we already can say that's skewed right. And the other thing we can already talk about is that we want to probably use the median to describe this group. This group here is more uniform. I don't think it's skewed left or right. I just think it's symmetrical. Okay. More than anything. Okay, so just symmetrical. So we definitely want to use the mean here eventually, and maybe use the mean here to describe that group, the center of that group. Okay. Compare the medians of the dot plots. Okay, so let's do that. So the median 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The median here is 8, and I'll write that. Okay, so you can line them up, right? But I just quickly cross out, and I know that the median is going to be 8, and the median here, let's cross 1 from each side, and work ourselves towards the middle, and we're going to have 9, so the median here is going to be 9. So the median shoe size here is 9, which seems about right? They're not asking us to use the mean, so we'll just took the median. We can compare. So the median here is bigger than the median over there. That this had no influence on the median. Remember, when we calculate the median, we just cut it out, so it didn't play a factor. It didn't make the size of the shoe, the average size of the shoe, go smaller or anything. Compare the ranges of the plot with and without the outlier. So the range here was what, 6.5 to 9, and the range here was 8.5 to 11.5. So actually, and it says with and without the outlier. So 6.5 to 9 without the outliers, and with the outlier, 6.5 to 13. Okay, so if we take this guy out, then it's 6.5 to 9. If we leave him in, it's 6.5 to 13. So gigantor over here played a role depending on if you're calculating with or without the outlier. Make a conjecture possible explanation for the results of the dot plots. I don't know. This could be just two definitely regular classes. I mean, this looks like a normal 6th, 7th grade class, with whatever many kids, and then this also, but with one kid that just took off and grew a little bit more, and we always have a few of those. All right, and that's about it. We're not gonna, come up with an explanation why this kid's so much taller than the rest. It just happened, right? And that's about it. Okay.